Hi, the primitive data types are the ones actually are all immutable. Now, string is one such example where I want to talk about what it means to be immutable. To be immutable, it means that it cannot be changed. Okay, so let's take this example. I have an example here where I'm talking about that primitive data types are immutable. So let's read this code here. I'm declaring a variable named bar and I'm giving it a value. You notice that it's a string in the double quotes. I'm using console.log, and if you're wondering what is console.log that I've used in earlier videos, well, it is something that outputs on the console. And what's the console? Okay, this here is the console. Okay, this is the console, the browser's console. Okay, now if I use console.log and I put a variable here, the value of this will be printed in the console. Now here is a variable I declare and give it a string. Then I just want to see what it is assigned, and I get a value like b as z. Then I use bar.toUpper. So I'm converting bar to toUpper. Well, if I do that and I go ahead and print on the console the value of bar, I still get bars. So what I'm trying to say here is that this function does not change bar. It remains the same. Now, array is an object, and objects is something that is not immutable, so they can change. So we'll talk about this. Let's first run it in the code snippet. So you can copy this code. It's just JS, right? So just if you have a just JavaScript and you want to run it, then the way to run that is taking this code and going to your sources, and in the sources just copying and pasting it here. So I just pasted it here. You can also do it, and I recommend that all that I'm doing here, I recommend that you, after each video, you pause it or you finish the video and do along with it. You need to do hands-on. You cannot learn by watching. You have to do it hands-on. You will get some errors, and then you can ask me or some of my team members out there to help you out in resolving the error. So if you have an error, if you have a question, we want you to ask us that. That's what we do in our flipped classroom. And that's what I mean by flipped classroom. You watch the videos at home and you come back to us with questions. Or if you're in the classroom and watching it, just ask us. Anyway, we take this and we paste it here, and then right click. If you're in Mac, you know how to do that. In Windows, it's pretty easy. You click on run. Okay, and you see the output here. Okay, let me first clear the console. I should have done that. And then I click on this and I run. Yeah, so when I just do a console.log, I'm getting this value the first time. The second time do a console.log, I'm still getting this value. Okay, that means toUpper has not changed bar. This is not actually practically you would come across the difference between this, but because the JavaScript has been defined as primitive and data type as objects also, we need to understand what is immutable, why it is primitive. And this is probably one of the interview questions when you come across a JavaScript interview. This could be one of the first questions that you can come across. Now let's take an object. Array is an object, so this is how you declare an array. Okay, I know I have not already told you how to declare an array. So if you want to declare an array and you say far foo and you just want to see what is it, you put console.log and output it. So you get that it's just an empty array. Okay, it's an empty array with the 0th index. Right now it has changed the value. Well, if you do foo.push, now you're pushing something into the array. You're putting in some element into that, and then you do that, you're not getting an empty array, you are getting the value change. Now understand that I'm still outputting foo, right? I'm still logging foo as a variable. In the first case it was an empty array, now it has a string inside. The same thing I tried to do with the primitive data type, and it doesn't change. Primitive data type doesn't change. You can actually take this and assign it to another variable. I can just a second, that's a typo here. I can go ahead and I can type var a is assigned, str2 is assigned this, and then let me run it. Let me clear this console and then I am running it. Okay, I should have actually put in now console.log here as well. So I should go here and I'll put console.log and this time I should output by str2. Let me see what happens in this case and I will clear it and run. So you see that you can assign it to a different variable